How's it going, boys and girls? Got another 1v1. I know it's only been like a week since I uploaded my last one, but I have the day off for Easter, so I figured, what the fuck? I'll bring one to you. And there's a player that was in the last game, which we'll be playing here, which is Please Trust Me, otherwise known as Hera. He's going to be playing as the Vietnamese against Xiaofan, who is a very good Chinese player. And Xiaofan is going to be playing as the Japanese. So Japanese pretty good, like middle tier 1v1 Civ, just because they're so versatile. They've got the cheap lumber camps and mills, so you can make more of those early and save on the wood. They've got the infantry attack bonus, which is very nice. They've got a versatile tech tree, so pretty reactive Civ. You look at what your opponent's going to be doing, and you make the counters to their army. Looking at Zhao Fan's map, his gold is far back, kind of in an awkward position around this woodline and with the hill there, so maybe Hera could take advantage of that. Also, his stone is back. He's got stone and gold on the other side. That's a very important area there with that hill if Hera takes control of that. And he's got tons of wood options, one at the front, one at the back here, another one at the back, and another one far back here. So he's got a pretty good map, and it looks like he wants to wall it early. If he gets out front here and walls between the wood lines and the cliffs, that should be pretty good as long as Hera doesn't stop that. Gonna look at Hera's map. Forward gold is the first thing that I see. Also forward wood line, but it does go all the way over here. So if he maybe walls a bit aggressively on this side, he can secure this entire side of the map, which has a wood line back here, and his main stone as well. Another wood option on this side. Pretty safe gold here and forward secondary stone. Let's see, where is his last gold? It is on the right side here. Pretty good maps for both players. I mean, not amazing, but pretty decent. You could do far, far worse. Of course, this is dry Arabia, so the oases aren't screwing up the wood lines too much. So for Hera, he is the Vietnamese. Vietnamese gets, I think, a really bad rap for being a bad Civ. Everyone thinks they're terrible as Hera's trying to wall in Xiaofan Scout here. But they do have some advantages. One of the advantages, obviously, Hera knew exactly where the TC from Xiaofan was, so he didn't have to waste any time. You can see he didn't come over here at all, so didn't waste any time with this scout whatsoever. And he can get right over, see this wood line, see the gold, see the stone, see how important this area of the map is, and he can plan his strategy out from that. Looks like he's going to be going up on 22 pop. So is Xiaofan. Xiaofan a bit farther ahead. Hera going out to gold with 2, so maybe he's going to be going for a barracks man-at-arms. Usually with Vietnamese, you're going to see archers, I think. They do have the archer HP in Feudal Castle and Imperial. I think it's 20%. And eventually you can transition into those Imperial skirmishers, which on a 1v1 where gold is limited, if you're going late game, the Vietnamese are a very good option for that. Hera doing what I said he would most likely do, which is wall between this woodline and the cliff. Probably going to toss a wall down here as well. The drush from Xiaofan is coming in. Hera's attempting to quick wall it. He will get that wall down. That drush is going to turn into man-at-arms pretty quickly here. Once he hits the feudal age. Like I said, Japanese, very well known for that because of the attack speed. Once he gets into feudal age. Maybe he's not going for man-at-arms. I just thought that he would be, considering that's what Japanese usually do, but he has no villagers on gold. So he's just going to go for straight drush, something we don't see that often anymore in regular games. And Hera just getting that house down in time. He's got to be really careful with this villager, though, because the other 2 militia are coming in. Now they're going to be men-at-arms. Where did he get the gold for that? I don't know. Maybe he just took it. Oh, you know what he probably did? He probably took it with some villagers and then made the lumber camp. Yeah, you can see 770 and 780 on the gold pile. So yeah, the villager from Hera gonna die there. He's kind of trapped out there because he didn't get the house down in time. Had to force up his archery range with 4 villagers. Losing a scout. Everything is going wrong for Hera here. Forced to repair this house. Those Japanese militia making a case for themselves. They're almost getting in here. I think they're winning the battle between 3 men-at-arms and 1 villager repairing. They definitely are. That house is going to die soon. Hera's forced to put another villager on there. Archer's now coming out for him. He's going to be idled off gold for a while, so can he really go with 2 ranges? I think he can. He's got enough gold in the bank. He's just struggling for wood now. Forced to make a couple skirmishers just in case Xiaofan wants to back this up with some archers maybe. Don't know what this wall is from Xiaofan. Don't know what he can see, but this... Oh, man. It's 1 tile. Oh, and he's going to wall all the way over here instead of just walling like that. That's unfortunate for him. Xiaofan trying to get in with these men-at-arms. He's already done enough work here. He forced the repairs out of Hera. He's delaying him. Hera didn't come forward with his army at all, and he killed 1 villager, of course. And now Xiaofan coming across the map with skirmishers, 3 villagers as well. Hera didn't finish the wall on this side, so if Xiaofan wants to, he can come through that side, although he'll probably put a tower right here. It would range the gold, it would range the wood. He's going to start with 1 right there. Check back at his base, see if he's on stone. Not yet. Maybe he'll go to this stone so he can build a few more towers. Hera trying to stabilize. Equal villager count here, and Xiaofan eating up idle time with these 3 villagers. So I'd say Hera's economy is actually ahead at the moment. But once this tower goes down, he's going to have to relocate all of these villagers on that wood. Maybe not the greatest. Hera did actually wall on this side, so this wood line's going to be secure for the moment. Skirmishers from Xiaofan not doing too much right here. I would have loved to see that tower go down. I guess he was kind of nervous about putting 1 here. Like right in this hole, it could have ranged the gold, it could have ranged the wood line, but I guess Hera would have seen that and gone counter tower to it. Xiaofan losing the remaining men-at-arms. Is Hera going to lose the skirmisher here? That'd be really sloppy if he did. No. Just going to save that guy. What's happening with these 3 villagers? I love the idea from Xiaofan to come forward, but just now has enough stone. And that's where I thought the first tower would go. Such a destructive tower there. Denies the gold, denies the wood line, even more than it already was. If this tower gets destroyed, it has backup right here. And Hera in some deep trouble. The only good thing for him, I guess, is that Xiaofan's very nervous about walking in here. Doesn't know really what he's walking into. The bad thing, obviously, for him is that he's going to have no gold. The 2 secondaries are over on this side. His main gold is right here, and Xiaofan really taking advantage of that. If we look back at Xiaofan's base, holy moly, we've got some walls going on here. Still hasn't covered up this side. It's a pretty cool corner. Covered up this entire side, even though he could have just done this. And he has wheelbarrow, he has enough farms coming down, and he should be clicking to Castle Age pretty soon here. Looking at Hera, does not have the food, anywhere near enough food to go up. Xiaofan pressuring him on this side, coming forward with more villagers. Hera's probably going to find this with the skirmishers, and Hera is actually going forward with his army instead of defending against this. It's going to take Xiaofan a while to kill this wall. I don't know why he targeted the wall on the hill. I guess maybe it doesn't make any difference with skirmishers. Maybe they don't do enough damage for it to make a difference. but still, you want to target the ones on an equal level with your units. Hera now going into scouts, so that skirmisher army is going to get completely molested by these three scouts here. And Hera's skirmisher army forced to go back because Xiaofan walled the entire area, and Xiaofan fixing up that last gap there, putting another tower down on the stone. He sees these two golds, so he knows what's going on. Hera actually coming over around with a villager to trap these skirmishers in. There's no way they're getting out. Xiaofan kind of knows this. He's even trapping them in here so they can't maneuver. Xiaofan knows this. He's not really making an attempt to go back here as of yet. He's just wandering around trying to get Vil picks. Still being annoying there. Hera, tons of skirmishers on this side, denying that tower when it was almost complete, killing one villager. So Xiaofan only with two Vils up here, and Hera cleaning up the army at the back as well. I think Hera's in a decent position. He's got so much military. 20 military against 1 from Xiaofan. Where's that 1 military? It's probably over here somewhere. And he's on the way to Castle Age, so Xiaofan's gonna hit Castle. I don't really know what he's gonna do. He's gonna go into Knights. Okay, so since Japanese got Bloodlines in the latest fixes, or the Wallow Kingdoms mod, I guess, with the expansions, Knights are now a pretty viable strategy for them. You'll see a lot of people doing it. Usually it was Man-at-Arms into like crossbow, but now Knights have become a thing just because of Bloodlines. These two armies going to pass right by each other, and Hera actually might get in with the scouts to cause a lot of mayhem in here, and he's going to be checking all of these villagers for weak ones. He sees this guy. I'm wrong. Maybe he doesn't see this guy. Maybe he just wants to go right to the gold because Xiaofan didn't see him coming in. One villager going to go down. Xiaofan dropping another tower at that base. Another villager going down. Another villager going down. That's 3 Vils from Xiaofan dying. Hera got the armor for his scouts. Oh my god! That's 5 villagers. 6 villagers. 7 villagers. Is he going to get the 8th? Oh, that was so close. That was 7 Vils going down. Unbelievable. Unbelievable he managed to get that many. And he had the presence of mind to get the armor upgrade for his scouts so the villagers couldn't really damage them. But Xiaofan, because he wasn't defending at home, he had his army in Hera's base. Hera only has skirmishers for now. One knight coming out. Armor upgrade and bloodlines on that knight. He's going to chase these ones around. Hera put a tower on the secondary gold. He was attempting to take that, but Xiaofan has his knights here. Hera's going to have to do something about that to save these villagers. And he's not getting gold income still. Might want to think about going into, like, pikemen, I guess, is his only option, but he can't even really afford that. Now the knights coming in. No +2 for these knights yet. Hera ahead by 5 villagers because of the death and carnage that happened at Xiaofan's gold. And producing more knights. I think he might have been better off using that gold to research pikemen because he's not going to have access to gold anytime soon unless he really pushes this main area. He's going to come forward though with knights and kill a couple of these villagers. Knight being converted from Xiaofan. Gonna lose the monk though. I feel like Hera just doesn't have any counters to this. Yeah, and he's calling the GG. Well played from Xiaofan to come forward with these towers. Great job from Hera to kill all these villagers, but at the end of the day, if you have no gold and your opponent is pumping knights, there's really not that much you can do about it. So hopefully they play another game, and I can make this like a best of 3 set or something. I don't know. Stay tuned, kids. Thanks for watching. Okay, so game two, Hera versus Xiaofan. Hera's gonna be pretty salty about that first loss. He knows he shouldn't be losing to players like Xiaofan. I say that's something he would say. I think Xiaofan's a pretty good player. But anyway, this one's gonna be Spanish versus Mongols. Hera playing as the Spanish. Looks like he's got a nice wood line, pretty close. His gold in a decent position. No real hills nearby. Kind of on the opposite end of his base that's facing Xiaofan, so that's always good. Main stone is decently close to the TC. He's got deer that he can push at the back here. He's got another wood line at the back. Um, Secondary, no, that's a neutral gold. Where are his secondary golds? One is at the front here, the other is in the middle of the map, so he's got to be careful not to lose control of this main gold because he doesn't really have any other options. But other than that, a decent map here from Hera, and of course secondary stone is at the back there. Looking at Zhao Fan's map, wood lines. There's one at the back here. That's a long way away. That's almost a screen away. And there's all these hills in between, so that's not really viable. And I guess this is the one that he's gonna have to take. He probably is gonna want to wall an area so he can have this wood line safe because I don't really see any other options. I mean, there's one over here, but geez, Zhao Fan gonna be starved for wood. Other than that, forward gold, forward secondary stone in the same location. That's a very important area of the map. His main stone is on this hill in an open area. His secondary gold is also forward, and his other secondary is... I don't know what I should call them, because if there's two secondaries, are they both secondary, or is one like thirdary gold? I don't know. Alternate gold? I don't know. But his thirdary and secondary and firstary golds are all forward, so that's going to be an issue. His wood line, if Harris sees that as well, he doesn't. Harris probably wondering where he's taking wood. Knows it's not back there. Sees he's pushing deer. Sees the main gold, but can't find the wood. If Harris sees the wood, he's going to know that Xiaofan is very susceptible to a push. Maybe if he gets a tower down on this wood line, he won't really have any other options. So Xiaofan, I think, needs to go for some aggression or for some ludicrous walls, some ludicrous defensive buildings here. Hera, on the other hand, has some options. He could go aggressive if he sees this wood line and if he really wants to isolate Xiaofan from his resources, or he could go defensive because he's got a pretty wallable base. He could wall here, secure like a quarter of the map. He could place his buildings at the front here between the cliff and the wood, and then wall off here. So Hera could literally wall half the map, or a quarter of the map, sorry, without too much effort. And it actually looks like I missed it. I guess Hera was luring a boar and lost a villager. I see the body here. I see the death, and there's no kill. So he definitely lost a villager to a boar. Not the greatest move from Hera. Not something you want to see in 2K4 rated games. And he's going forward with the villagers, and Xiaofan is going to see this. Really unfortunate for Hera that Xiaofan sees this right here. He's going to know what's coming. Hera's doing this probably because he saw this gold in the front, and now he sees that wood line, and he knows not really many other options. So he's going to start with the gold, most likely. Is he? Or is he going right for the wood? He's starting with the gold. Okay. He sent enough villagers forward that I don't think Xiaofan really has anything to counter this. Xiaofan going for stable with a couple spearmen. Um, Probably going to struggle against towers with that combo. He's got to get his villagers involved, and especially against towers with the Spanish building speed, 30% faster. Really, really going to struggle, especially once these towers get down near his production buildings. Like every time a spear comes out, it's going to get hit by the tower. Every time a scout comes out, it's going to have to dodge arrows. He's not going to be able to take these berries. He's going to have to drop farms because he won't have that much food income for the scouts. It's going to be really, really rough for him. Dropping a defensive tower on the wood. I'm glad that he's doing this before Hera gets over here because the wood is the most valuable resource for him at the moment. Hera doesn't have enough stone for another tower. He's actually putting one. He looped around with one villager to this side. I thought he brought more than the 6 vills over here. He brought 7, and he looped around with her to this side to put a tower on the stone so that Xiaofan couldn't mine stone to counter Hera's towers. Very, very smart play from him. Hera now battering down the barracks. Also a smart play as he waits for enough stone for another tower. And now Xiaofan's going to see this. He's not going to like this at all. If we look at Xiaofan's point of view, 135 stone, so he does have enough to make another tower. Gonna force this one down with villagers. Hera now coming over here with more vills to try and defend that. And Xiaofan actually at Hera's base now with his starting scout and some spearmen, losing that scout, which is really bad. The spearmen can be cleared up by vills now. And Hera successfully defending this tower. Xiaofan has enough for a tower of his own. He's going to place it by his farms. He's conceded the stone, and he's just going to wall up here. So he's going to go with a market approach, take the wood that's safely behind this tower, make some farms safely behind this tower, and hopefully sell some res to get up faster than Hera. He sees that Hera has 7 villagers forward, so he has to know that Hera has more idle time than he does. I guess in his situation, this is really his only play. The only caveat to that is that he has to defend this tower. He cannot afford Hera to push in this direction. Whether that means keeping this tower from going down or battering down a potential tower from Hera that goes down over in this area, I don't know. I don't really see that much hope of stopping this push at this point from Xiaofan. What he is going to do, though, is send military forward. Has these 2 spearmen still over here. Looks like he's lost a couple scouts attempting to take down villagers. And he's going to send more forward here to the stone to try and kill these villagers from Hera. There's a weak one here if he sees that. He's going to go right after her with one of them and after the other chick with the other. And I think that's 2 kills for Xiaofan on the villagers. When you're getting trushed and you can't really push back the trush, usually a good idea to come forward with some military because their base is going to be extremely exposed. And I noticed this. Hera's got to notice this too, that Xiaofan is actually sneakily taking gold under this tower. He's getting some gold income, and Hera, instead of denying this with maybe another tower, he's got all of his villagers garrisoned in these ones, trying to push in through the farms. Making a couple spearmen to counter the military from Xiaofan. Villager count is 2 ahead for Hera. Looks like he picked off a couple more vills. I see one body here, one body here. So he picked off a couple more vills on the farms from Xiaofan. Now even the wolves are conspiring against Xiaofan. And this chick is getting pretty low. Xiaofan's gonna send her the long way back, up and around. There's a wolf there, bro. Oh, you see, he saw the wolf in time. Dodged that bullet. And Hera actually coming forward. The man whose name is Please Trush Me is putting down an epic level trush on Xiaofan right now. And no upgrades for these scouts. Well, he does have bloodlines, but doesn't have the armor. So the cost of one villager is gonna pick off a scout here. And Xiaofan uh, taking some decent trades, but not the greatest against Hera's villagers there. Hera actually coming forward with these villas to probably put a tower on this gold. Deny that from Xiaofan. Really doesn't want him to have that. He's actually denied, I think, 6 farms, which is 360 wood from Xiaofan, so that's very important. Just now getting double bed axe as well, so Hera has been focused on this trush. Not something you want to see. That's like my time for getting double bed axe. But I think focusing over here is working for him at the moment. Killing at least one more villager, maybe a second one here. Yes, she's going to go down. He's going to go down. And now Xiaofan completely denied from gold. Can't take gold over here. Can't take gold over here. Certainly can't take gold over here. And he's looking for some options here. Even the wolves, the wildlife. The wildlife. Oh, you got her. She just got T90 wooed. And is Hera going to drop another tower back here somewhere? Running within range of the TC. He doesn't even care. He's a madman. And that is not a great place for a tower if it can be ranged. Can it? I think it can. I think it can be hit. I think he's got to put it back here somewhere. Yeah. And quick wall it too. Or garrison villagers to hit the scout. Scout is dead. Another scout coming in. This villager's very weak. That's going to die. And Xiaofan, nice little quick wall from Hera though. Forcing Xiaofan either to go the long way around or to delete the house. Now Hera deleting the tower, so Xiaofan successfully defended against that. And I see something on the minimap, which is Xiaofan halfway to Hera's base, taking gold from a neutral and going scale barding armor. So is he going to go into knights again? Hera is all over his base, and soon he's going to be on the wood line as well. Xiaofan can't come in with this scout, but maybe once he gets Castle Age, maybe once he gets knights, he has enough to make like 3 knights, and maybe that's enough to push back these towers. The big thing for him is that he can't get to this wood line. He can't take wood here now. He's only taking wood with about 5 villagers. He's going to have to figure out another way to do it. I don't know how he got these villagers around here. Oh my god, it's Dunraven. Fuck you, Dunraven. Hate Dunraven. I don't know how he got those villagers over there. He did. He was attempting to maybe tower Hera's stone, or maybe even just looking for more resources. But Hera saw that in time. Now he's going to kill both of those. And Xiaofan calling the GG. Hera calling the G, the classic G, because this tower came up on the wood line. And like I said at the beginning and all the way through the game, Xiaofan could not afford to lose that. He could afford to lose the golds. He could afford to lose half of his farms, but he could not afford to be without wood, even if he was in the Castle Age with enough resources to make a siege and some knights. Still, can't do it without a sustainable wood supply. Hera taking the second game. GG. And hopefully we'll get a third here. So we've got game 3 here between Xiaofan and Please Trust Me, otherwise known as Hera. It is going to be Xiaofan as the Incas, as he's bringing in a boar from a risky distance here. It's going to speed up a bit. There was a pause, so there's a little bit of lag as my game just tries to catch up here. Looks like Xiaofan's base is pretty nice. He's got a back gold here. He's got a woodline option to the north there. He's got another woodline option here. He can wall up if he wants to. His stone is a bit exposed, which is never a good thing against Koreans. But he's got gold in the back as well. Another safe boar so that Hera couldn't lame it. I think he went for the one at the front there first, just in case of that possibility. So it's looking pretty good for him. Inca's kind of a one-trick pony. Usually you'll see the Eagles come out from them. Very strong Civ in 1v1, like all the other Meso Civs, Aztecs and Mayans included. And finally, Hera with Koreans. So Koreans used to be, I think, hands down, probably the worst Civ in Arabia. It was either in 1v1 Arabia, it was either Koreans or I don't know. There was a bunch of other dumpster civs, like Saracens weren't very popular in 1v1 Arabia. But since the Koreans got that 33% faster building for towers, they have kind of vaulted upwards to like a mid-tier thing. But they are also a one-trick pony, just like the Incas. Fucking Dunraven, god damn it. Didn't he see my video? Dunraven sucks. Anyway, Hera's base, he's got wood here. He's got wood at the front here. Doesn't really have any other options other than those two. His main stone is also up on this hill, which is not great. That hill being very, very important to the defense of his base. Maybe he wants to wall up along the ridge line there and secure this whole side. However, his secondary and main gold in the back and his third gold is in the front there in a very exposed location. I'd be surprised if he takes that anytime soon. Already up to the feudal age, 19 population, 18 villagers, going to stone right away and going forward with 7 villagers, just like last time. Usually you'll see like a 5 villager trush, but last game Hera went with the 7 villagers, sent 6 to one side and 1 to the other side, and managed to whip Xiaofan's ass with that 70 villager, 7 villager trush. Imagine a 70 villager trush. Xiaofan, I think he knows what's coming. He saw the Koreans. He knows what they can do. He's walling up super early here on this side to prevent Hera from pushing in over there. Also attempting to secure his stone, making some militia. Those will be man-at-arms soon. Since he's going up to feudal age, already, he's not going for a standard dress, just going for the man-at-arms. Is he on gold? Yes, he's on gold with 3 villagers, so probably man-at-arms into eagles, since usually with only man-at-arms you'll see 2 vills on gold instead of 3. Trying to get this wall down. Hera's over here with the feudal age scout, 3+2. It's going to win this battle against the villager. Xiaofan's got to get this vill back. He's sending 2 more to go fight that scout. I think Hera is going to kill it. Yes, and Hera is now going to get the hell out of dodge. And just like I said, never want to have a forward stone against Koreans. Very bad for Xiaofan. Now he can't take stone to make defensive towers. Maybe he's going to opt to wall here so that Hera can't push that way, and maybe wall around the gold. He's got to make sure that his gold isn't ranged by towers. He's actually going forward with the militia, just like last game again. Go forward with the army while you're getting trushed, because you know the economy for the other player is going to be very, very exposed. And if he manages to get here with some men-at-arms, maybe he could do some damage. Hera going forward with 3 more villagers. Unfortunately for him, I think this guy is going to run right past the man-at-arms, so Xiaofan's going to see that. Xiaofan a bit too late with the walls on this side. Just now getting them down. Hera forcing down a tower with 5 villagers, attacking with 2 on that wall. And I think this is just bad news bears for Xiaofan. He's going to have to run his villagers away. Can't take food any longer from those berries. But he stopped the villagers from coming forward. And he's coming forward with 3 villagers of his own. And unfortunate for him, just like it was unfortunate for Hera, the enemy is going to see those vills, so Hera's going to be expecting this. Hera's final villager coming forward, just like last game. Hera's got this strat down pat. He's going to send 1 vill over to this other stone from Xiaofan. He's going to build a tower here with her, while he pushes in on this side and collects more stone from Xiaofan's main. He's going to pre-wall it. And he's going to start building a tower on that secondary. Xiaofan making a tower here. There's no way that's going to go up. That is a desperation move from him. Maybe wanted it over here where Hera couldn't see. He's going to end up deleting it and maybe repositioning it over on that side. Man-at-Arms still wandering around in the back of Hera's base. Probably going to go to that stone. Unfortunate that Hera's going to have the hill advantage there. So if he attacks those villagers uphill, Hera could get some good shots like he is right now. Tower almost up from Hera. Xiaofan is going to be completely demoralized once he sees this. Putting outposts on this side, that's a smart play. So he knows if Hera is going to try and push on this side. Running away with the villagers that were on the stone. Not looking good for him. He's 4 villagers behind. He's only had one. Hera's only killed 1 villager, but Xiaofan is 4 behind, which is not good. Killing a Vil from Hera over on this side. Getting his tower denied over here. Hera was scouting, and he saw that in time. And he's going to batter that down. Xiaofan desperately trying to get that down. It's not going to work. He's going to try and run with this chick. Maybe wall herself in this little area. Ah, that's what he was trying to do. Hera's too quick for that, though. Not going to be able to wall yourself in. She is going to die, and now he is behind by 7 villagers. This is not looking good for Xiaofan at all. Market coming down for him, just like last game. This is like a repeat with different civs and different maps of exactly what happened in that second game there. Let's see what is in Xiaofan's barracks here. He's making some eagles. Got 3 queued up there. He's got 1 inside. Doesn't have any upgrades for those eagles. They're not very strong without upgrades. So he's got 3 total. He's going to have a 4th one pretty soon. But eagles, if you think about it, only 4 attack, only 50 HP, and no armor against melee units, so almost equal to a villager. I think a Vil might just have the edge over eagles when it comes to a 1v1 battle. You really got to get those armor and attack upgrades for these things to make them super dangerous. Hera actually coming forward with more villagers. This chick, she needed company. And Hera's going to push over to this side, see what he can do, try and isolate this wood line. Xiaofan knew this was going to happen. He has a preemptive tower down. But Hera, in addition to this, pushing on the right as well. Xiaofan preemptively walling. Market Blacksmith doesn't have the res to go up anytime soon. Wandering around with these eagles, trying to get something done. He's in the back of Hera's base, but there's not really any exposed economy from Hera. He's got 2 towers here defending the front side, and he's going to have a 3rd tower here defending the other side of this wood line. So Xiaofan could wander around here all day and not find anything to kill without taking losses of his own. He's going to opt to send the eagles over to his secondary stone where Hera had put a tower earlier. Taking 1 villager down, but I don't really think he can engage. Hera can just hide in that tower. Still hasn't moved this chick. I don't know what she's doing. She's just waiting to die right by that tower. If this tower goes down for Hera, I don't really see any options for Xiaofan. He's going to be denying him off a couple farms here. Xiaofan doesn't have the stone to build future towers. He can't take the gold here. He can't take the gold. Oh, he can take the gold at the back. My bad. My bad. There's still hope. Xiaofan is still alive since he has that amazing back gold. But hope is dwindling here. Hope is certainly dwindling. Especially since he can't get any villager picks at Hera's base. Xiaofan now buying food. Is he making more Eagle Warriors? He is. Eagle Scouts, rather. But Hera Managed to get that tower up. Putting down a third one on this side. Xiaofan with the defense. He has 2 towers of his own. He has a tower right here. Doesn't really have any stone to repair those, though. And Hera now going with the double tower. It's like a double cheeseburger. They kill him with cholesterol. And the thing that happens when you have 2 towers like this is you can have 2 attacking this one. He's even got a third from this area. And that defensive tower is going to go down. I don't know what Hera is doing with this villager. This is actually this is actually kind of triggering me that she's just sat here the whole time. Seems to be working for him though. He's got Xiaofan on the back foot for sure. Xiaofan on the way to Castle Age. He has to. He has to have some advantage over Hera, and I guess what he's opting for is the age advantage and technology advantage. He's probably going to get the Eagle research as soon as he gets there and then hope that he can do some serious damage at Hera's base. I don't think he can clear up all these towers. It's probably best just to try and either kill the forward villagers or kill villas at Hera's economy with those Eagles once they're upgraded. Another barracks coming down from him. Doesn't really have the food to produce Eagles either. He's dropping more farms, but as soon as this tower goes down, Hera could potentially push him with another one like here and deny all this food economy for Xiaofan. And even push into the wood line because he's dropping another tower. And Xiaofan, like I said, doesn't really have that much stone to repair. Doesn't have enough stone to build another tower. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. What are the Eagles doing? Eagles are in the back here. Gonna force Hera to garrison. Very, very weak Eagles there. Needs to keep those alive so he can have the upgrades, but he's gonna lose 2 of them, maybe even 3. There goes the third guy. Xiaofan is struggling here. Definitely struggling. Still producing Eagles. He's got quite a few. He's got 5 Eagles over here. Another couple over here. Sending them directly to Hera's base. Getting Eagle Warrior. These towers are strong, but Eagle Warrior is pretty strong by its own. And Hera with just the redonk towers coming down. Siege Workshop from Xiaofan. He's buying all of his resources. He has this gold at the back, down to 4 tiles of gold now. Not too much left there, but he's using the market. Using and abusing that market to buy his way up to Castle Age, to buy the Eagle Warrior upgrade, to buy the armor upgrade, the Siege Workshop, everything. And he's just hoping against hope that he can do some sort of damage over here. Hera on top of it, dropping more towers. As soon as Hera gets to Castle Age, all of these towers on the map, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in his base, will convert to guard tower. Do that extra bit of damage. It'll be harder to kill. He'll get the extra range for them. And I think that is the nail in the coffin for Xiaofan. But I've been saying that all game, so maybe Xiaofan could make something happen here. Eagle Warriors killing a couple of villagers on that gold. Taking out the tower on the stone. Can he do it? He's 10 villagers behind. He's got towers all over his base. He's got rams out now trying to kill the tower. Eagle Warriors coming forward. Hera just garrisoning the weak villagers, battering down this ram with the other vills. And Xiaofan won't be able to take that one down. He did take the other one. And he's made another ram, so maybe he can clear this up. I don't know. I want to count. And she's still there! Why? Why? What is happening with her? Is she stuck? What? Hera now ungarrisoning the villagers. Xiaofan moved his eagles away to prevent them from getting damaged. And now the vills just pop out, take down another ram, and go right back in that tower again. Another ram coming out from Xiaofan. He managed to kill the tower on the stone, trying to kill the tower on the wood line now, but he's getting range from this other one. Bodkin Arrow now coming in from Hera, which is going to give him some extra spicy range for these towers here. I want to count the towers in Xiaofan's base right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 towers total. 10 towers now, soon to be 9. And Hera still on the stone from Xiaofan. And Xiaofan has 31 minutes into the game. He's almost mined all the main gold in his base. Once that is up, he's going to have no resources to take. He has to clear this before that main gold expires. Either clear this or that before this gold runs out, because he's not really going to have any options for resources once it does. Still sitting on Hera's gold or stone. Unfortunately for him, Hera's been taking his stone. He's trying to take out these towers with his Eagle Warriors, but they are guard towers now, 7+2, and he has villagers garrison in both of these. So very, very tough for him to engage there. Now garrisoning Eagles in the Rams, repairing that Ram. Smart play. He knows he can't afford to just make Rams willy-nilly. Gotta save his resources. Sitting here with quite a few Eagles, and Hera, I think, opting to go for long swords. He's putting down barracks. I think Xiaofan, a smart play might be just to... He's gonna maybe kill these villagers here, but a smart play would probably be to kill the barracks, right? Like, if you... Oh, she moved! She moved! She's probably in here. If you kill the barracks, it's going to take Hera forever to get units over to your base, and you can clear this up. Unfortunately for Xiaofan, he lost all his eagles on this side. Hera now going to pop out. Now that there's no eagles, going to pop out with the villagers. Probably going to upgrade these militia to men-at-arms soon. And then longswords. And counter this ram push 100%. Xiaofan desperately trying to get this tower down. Can he do it? He's repairing the ram against the scout. He could just one-shot that scout with Vills. What is he doing? There we go. Repairing the ram, trying to get the tower down. It's down! And I guess that was just a moral victory for him. Wanted to get some of the towers down. Desperately tried to defend against that trush from Hera, but Hera, with so many villagers at his base, managed to pull it off. And that is 2-1 for Hera now. Really fast, really entertaining games. Hopefully we'll see a fourth. Here we go. Game 4, I think. It's going to be pretty funny if I keep repeating game numbers, but I think it's game 4. I think Hera is winning 2-1 in this series against Xiaofan. And for this game, we actually have a regular Arabia with the wonderful Oasis. Oasis. I've had this discussion so many times. Oases that ruin the woodlines. And that's going to probably come into play at some point in the game, but it's not very important because they play with it all the time. So, Xiaofan is going to be playing as the Britons. Another mid-tier Civ, maybe top tier, depends on players' opinions in 1v1 Arabia. And Hera is going to be playing as the Saracens, my favorite civilization probably, because you can crisp round that market. You can perform some dirty things to that market and just buy all the resources that you need as long as you have gold. Anyway, Hera's base looks like he has a woodline at the back here. Really ugly hill right here. Got to make sure he walls and then probably tries to secure across the front side here. Also very, very ugly main gold. That is near hill as well, but good for him. He can probably wall off this choke point and secure that gold for the beginning of the game. Also, those sheep, pretty lucky to find those. Usually when you have sheep in the Oasis, it takes a bit of extra time to find, but good for him finding those right away. This side of the map looks like he's going to go for the wall. Um, it's pretty open over there. He wants to secure at least one side of the map so that he can have all of his focus over on the other side and he's not constantly distracted by raids. Does have his main stone in the back and also has two sheep, which he will probably never find in the back of his base. Looking over at Xiaofan's map, he's got a forward. I guess it's not really that forward considering there's all these cliffs and wood lines and everything. His gold is pretty nice actually looking at it now. Really open side of the map over here. Secondary gold is forward, and I think his thirdary gold, as we figured out we should call it, is forward as well. So once again, has to keep a hold of this gold. That's really his only option for the beginning of the game. But he does have a backstone, so maybe if Hera's thinking about trushing again, like he did the previous two games, he's not going to like the looks of that. Usually, when you trush, you want your opponent to have a forward gold or sorry, forward stone or something you can access to deny them from making defensive towers. Xiaofan is going to go up to the feudal age with 20 population. I saw Hera got loom as well. I don't know if he's opting for an extra villager. Yes, so he's going to go up with 21 pop. I've I used to call strategies that I thought they were going to do, but with Saracens you never really know. Maybe he's going for scouts, maybe he's going for archers. Maybe he's going to wall and fast castle. I don't really know. Xiaofan, on the other hand, is going for man-at-arms. And he's done this in the last three games, I think. No, he didn't do it in the second game. He did it in the first and third game. If there has been three games, I don't know. My mind is fucked by numbers right now. He is going to go for the man-at-arms. Two militia out already. Probably a third one following up. Actually opting to go for the deer as well. He's probably going to take some food from that and then maybe make a mining camp. We'll see. You can see he's already taken the gold there. 770, 780. So he's taken 50 gold, and he used that 50 gold to, with those villagers, to make the lumber camp so that they would drop off the resources. It's a pretty smart play, and we've seen him do it a couple of times actually. Coming forward with these men-at-arms, Hera's desperately trying to quick wall, not gonna quick wall in time. I said before that he needed to secure this hill. He tried to do that, he was just a little too late, and now he's gonna have to quick wall his lumber camp. He sees the men-at-arm upgrade, he's gonna put one down there, probably more walls down here as soon as Xiaofan comes around. Or perhaps he'll opt to fight since he does have the hill advantage. He could take a favorable engagement against the man-at-arms with his villagers, and he's getting free hits now, so purposely didn't wall there so that Xiaofan would wander in and he could get some hits there. I did notice Xiaofan found the sheep from Hera, didn't bring them back to his own base, but conveniently didn't send them to Hera's base either. So he's going to deny those sheep from Hera, and Hera is going to lose one villager, maybe two? One villager in exchange for 3 men-at-arms and a scout. I will take that trade any day. Good job from Hera to defend against that man-at-arms rush. And the problem with losing your men-at-arms rush so quickly there and only taking one villager is that now there's nothing keeping Hera at his own base. So he's going to go forward with the scouts. Maybe send those spearmen as well. And he's going to go right to Xiaofan's base and attempt to hit him there. Xiaofan, knowing it's coming, putting down some forward walls here. It's a very good place to wall. Another lumber camp coming down. Does he not have any wood at the back? He does, but I guess he doesn't want to go back to that exposed area. Smart decision, considering Hera is wandering around here. Hera is going to see these two villagers. I 100% guarantee he's going to see these vills. He's already pegged this guy out. He's already seen him. He's seeing if Xiaofan is gonna bite and gonna garrison the villagers, or if Xiaofan's not paying attention and maybe he can go back and snipe him at another day. He's gonna be wandering around with these scouts. He sees the lumber camp at the front. That's an important piece of information. He knows Xiaofan is going that far forward for wood. Maybe he can target that later. Ah! He was going in for that. He was going in for that villager. Look at this. Look at how many weak vills. And now he's laming the wood. He's laming the straggler trees around there. Oh, I guess there was another weak villa over here. We got 3 weak villagers around here. Hera knows this. Oh, I couldn't get her. Ah, it was so close. She garrisoned, she teleported right before he could get that shot. Now he's only got 1 scout, but he's still going to try. I guarantee you he's still going to try to take these villagers. Coming around here with a 2nd scout. Zhao Fan's still wandering around. The spearman? Oh, the villager. It got hit. I don't know. Oh, so it could tank 1 hit. Can't take another one. He's at 1 HP, 1/40th of a villager there. And Hera is just going to continue to run around this TC, causing all sorts of idle time as well, and really distracting Xiaofan. Xiaofan has an archery range down, but hasn't really made any military. He's got 2 military now. I think he's got a spearman and an archer, but certainly not enough to counter what Hera is doing to him right now. And oh, he ungarrisoned him again, and Hera was right on top of it. Oh my god. Hera, you madman. And Xiaofan actually leaving that villager in there for a little while longer just to heal him up so he can tank 2 hits. Smart play from him. See, he could tank one hit. Sorry, not tank 2 hits. He would die in 2 hits. He could tank 1 hit. And is Hera going to lose the scouts here? Is Hera going to lose the scouts? Bit sloppy from Hera to leave that guy just standing there, but anyway, because Hera was doing that with the scouts, wandering around, distracting Xiaofan, that's given him time to complete the walls. He's opted to go for the secondary gold instead of the forward gold, the forward main gold here. Probably going to wall that off in castle or maybe put a TC on there. But Hera's scout action over here has let him build up his economy. It's looking very, very nice there. Xiaofan, actually the first one on the way to Castle Age. He didn't invest the food that Hera did for skirmishers and scouts, but it's going to hurt him here because Hera is now going to have the initiative in his base. Plenty of military. The military count is 13 to 8, and let's see if Xiaofan is making archers or skirmishers. He's making archers, so he can't really counter this army at the moment. Has to run around with these villagers to try and batter down the skirmishers, and Hera can do this all day. Picking up that spearman so he could potentially... I know he wants to run in with the scout and snag these weak villas, actually getting one with the skirmishers. And seeing... He knows that these archer ranges are full of something. He knows that Xiaofan is on gold, so he has to assume there's archers in here. And he knows that that can't counter his current army. He sees this chick as well, going in with the scout now. Kept the scout alive, and he's going to pick this villager off. Probably going to pick off at least one more from this group as well, if Xiaofan keeps chasing him around. Not really the greatest from Xiaofan to just not go any military in Fuel Age and straight, like, castle, while Hera was running around and building up a military of his own. But he does have archers now. He's getting crossbow, he's getting bodkin arrow, has to make sure these don't die before they become crossbow. And the problem for him here is that he can't really counter the skirmishers. Hera is winning fights with a feudal army against a castle army from Xiaofan. So this is just a bad matchup for him. And now Xiaofan is going to opt to probably go and try and see if he can pick any villagers at Hera's base. Love to see a stable come down from Xiaofan as well. If Hera is going to go for Elite Skirmisher, which he probably is, Xiaofan is going to need a stable at some point to get knights out to counter that. Not really able to do anything with the crossbows at the moment. He's had some good micro here. He has more range than Hera, so he can micro all day, but Hera is boxing him into a corner here, and Xiaofan can't really do any economical damage with these. The only thing he's doing at the moment is dragging Hera's army farther and farther away from his own economy, which lets him build up some military numbers and some eco of his own. No second TC for him yet. Elite Skirmisher coming in from Hera. Xiaofan desperately trying to micro here, but Hera splitting his forces, going on either side of this little tunnel caused by the cliff, and managing to wipe up the final remnants of Xiaofan's army here. Looks like he's just going to go for Elite Skirm. Is he going to drop a second TC maybe at the front here? No, second TC coming down on his secondary gold to secure that. Good job putting it on the other side so that if Xiaofan comes around with crossbows, he can't just pick off villagers willy-nilly. Gonna have to take a risk to do so. Xiaofan sending the remainder of his army to the woodline from Hera. Hera actually drawing villagers away before he cuts through. Very, very smart decision. Very aware from him to bring them over here as well. And he's actually going to come around this side with the skirmishers, and I don't think Xiaofan doesn't have anything to defend against this. He's just now building a stable, but I can't help but think that's a bit too late. That is a bit too late. These skirmishers could probably deal with one knight, and that's really all he's going to have by the time Hera gets here, assuming Hera's on the ball. Xiaofan trying to get through on this side with his archers. Hera actually with a camel. He anticipates the knight decision to counter the skirmishers and sending a few skirms over on this side as well. Forcing all of these villagers from Xiaofan to go back. This is not what Xiaofan needs at the moment. He's just now dropping a second TC. Third TC now coming down on the wood line. If he can somehow stabilize, he might have a chance. But he's stuck in these micro battles against an army that purely counters his own. It's not good for him at all. Hera actually, I think his TC is still tasking villagers over here, and he's going to cut through there at some point. Maybe that's going to be a problem. His third TC went down on the wood line here, so he's going to have a decent economy. And now with Hera coming in with camels, skirmishers, the knights really can't do too much there. This is going to be very, very rough for Xiaofan. Pushed off that gold once again. He does have the secondary now, but he doesn't really have anything to counter this army. I've been saying this all game. Shut up, Calais. And Daniel. These specs, man, these specs. Villager count, 10 ahead for Hera. Getting bloodlines now for his camels. Handcart coming in from Xiaofan, and Hera once again picking off villagers on the farms around the TC. Crossbows knights actually aren't too terrible against skirmishers camels. Because the crossbows do better damage against the camels than the skirmishers do against the knights. But Xiaofan just doesn't have enough army to fight this. Hera has way more range and even more camels than Xiaofan has knights. So it's going to be really, really rough for him. And Xiaofan, without even... I mean, Britons don't get bloodlines, so obviously wouldn't have bloodlines for knights. But he doesn't have the +2 either. And Hera can just do whatever he wants under the TC here. Hera also on this side with some skirmishers, killing the crossbows as they come out of the archer ranges. Probably sit on this hill as well and range this gold. And at the same time push in from the other side. Xiaofan is now down 15 villagers. Not looking good for him at all. 17 villager difference now. Hera on this wood line. Knight coming up from Xiaofan to try and clear up these skirmishers, but Hera probably doesn't even care if he loses those at this point. Still got the other skirmisher army on the other side, picking up villagers on the farms. Camel's now here to kill this knight to prevent it from killing all the skirmishers on the left army. Hera retreating with these skirms. Probably going to task the crossbows, try and kill as many of them as he can. Xiaofan desperately trying to put more farms down, but Hera even laming the farms. Lame the farms, bro. That is just ruthless. And Xiaofan finally clearing this up. So 20 villagers behind, same amount of military, finally stabilizing at his base, but Hera's just getting ready for another push here. Getting ready for another push. Let's see how many TCs Hera has. He has 3 TCs. Going forward to this main gold finally. 5 stables, 2 archer ranges, +2 on the knights. He has bloodlines, he has the +1 attack. And the tankiness of his units, I think he can just run around Xiaofan's base, picking off units at will, run right under these TCs, get to the gold, get to the stone. Xiaofan in some deep doo-doo here. More knights now coming forward from Hera. I don't think he's planning on going up to Imp anytime soon. Xiaofan forcing down a TC at that main gold, knows he needs to secure that area. Villagers were way too exposed over there. And I think Hera's doing the right thing here. A lot of players, once they killed all those villagers and everything, would just sit back, especially with how safe his base is. Maybe add an extra TC, boom up a bit, but Hera, he knows he has the advantage. He's just pressing it. He's got skirmishers in on this wood line. Lost 1 knight on that side, but they just looped around, and maybe they can go to this stone. A few more villager picks there. He's just running in with the knights, killing villagers here. And the Vill count, he's now 40 ahead because he's decided to push all this pressure on Xiaofan. 40 villagers ahead. Almost double the villager count now of Xiaofan, and now actually coming forward with Siege Workshop stables. It's going to have 7 stables now. Saracen Knights, stronger than you would think. Xiaofan trying to put a tower down. I don't know what the tower is really going to do. Oh, it's not looking good for you, buddy. Maybe it's time to throw in the towel here, Xiaofan. Maybe it is time to throw in the towel. I don't think he can resurrect the magic from that first game. Hera, lots of military. 16 military, Xiaofan with 18, but he has the weaker units. And he's just running on each side of his base, trying to defend against this. Villager count is redonk. Hera with so many. Even taking the neutral golds now. Trying to secure map position. Second siege workshop coming down from him. Maybe he's now thinking about going up to Imperial Age. He's kind of stockpiling resources. I don't think he's making knights, no. From the stables. Probably going to click up anytime now. There we go. Put on so much pressure in the Castle Age. Xiaofan, 40 villagers behind. I don't think he's anywhere near clicking up. Well, he has the gold. He just doesn't have the food. But even if he clicked up, what is he really going to do against this? And he's got to be careful that Hera has husbandry. He could possibly trap these crossbows. No, he didn't get there in time. Xiaofan turning around, picking off a knight for free. Castle coming down from Hera, near this neutral gold, near this relic, near this choke point. Once he gets Trebs out in Imp, that's going to enable him to push, and the Trebs won't be ranged by these crossbows. He'll push from a safe distance with the skirmishers to back him up. Siege Workshop coming down from Xiaofan. Xiaofan, you know what? I'll give him credit. It's looked rough for him, but he's stuck in the game. He's determined to make a good showing here. and potentially push Hera back. I don't think he can win, but maybe he can delay the inevitable for a little while longer. These towers coming up here, I don't know the real purpose of them. Maybe just to counter the skirmishers. Lots of villagers going down from him there. He can't afford to lose villagers, and he's on the way to Imperial Age as well. And he's taken out some of the rams here. He's taken out some of the rams from Hera. Those rams are going to be a big part of Hera's push. They're going to soak up all the damage from these crossbowmen. And I don't really think Xiaofan can counter them that well. I mean, he's only got 3 knights. One of them's weak. And Hera's got knights and light cav of his own. Let's see. What is Hera making out of this castle? Nothing as of yet, so he doesn't have a Treb coming out yet. He's got capped ram coming in. And if Hera manages to push in here and kill these knights, the rams will have free reign against all these production buildings. The archers won't be able to do too much to them. Sorry, crossbow. Xiaofan getting masonry. He knows what's coming. Wants that extra armor for his buildings. And he's actually gotten guard towers, so the towers, I guess he wanted to secure this wood line. He's gotten guard tower to hold this line, and he's got another TC up here. Is it possible, if he defends against these rams, if he somehow prevents Hera from raiding his entire economy, can he come back from this? Hera has almost complete map control here. He's got the better military. But he's waiting. He's waiting for something. I don't know exactly why he's holding back with this army here. Maybe just waiting for the siege ram upgrade to come through. And now he's coming in. Now he's coming in with the Hussar. Gonna kill so many villagers on this wood line. Xiaofan still hasn't migrated back here for more wood. Garrisoning the villagers in the guard towers. Where is his main army? It's going around this side, and now he's calling the GG. He saw exactly what Hera had. Had the siege rams, had the Hussars. Full armor upgrade on those Hussars, by the way. Had the knights, and of course the skirmishers backing it up. So, good effort from Xiaofan to try and stick with that game. Try and bring it back from the edge of the abyss, but 'twas not to be. And Hera actually winning 3-1 now in this so far 4-game set. Maybe we'll have a 5th game. Maybe we'll have a 6th game. Maybe we'll have 10 games. I don't know. They're playing a lot right now. Oh, we got a game 5. It's 3-1 for Hera. We got game 5 between Hera and Xiaofan. They're playing Dry Arabia once again. And it is going to be Franks against Turks. It looks like we got a pause at the beginning of the game. I knew I shouldn't have started the recording at the very beginning of the game. I usually start like 3 or 4 minutes in so that the games will be shorter and faster and blah, 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 blah. These guys always pause at the beginning. I guess I can spend that time just talking a little bit about the players. Xiaofan, probably some of you won't recognize him. He's a Chinese player. I don't think Xiaofan's afraid of anyone. I've seen Xiaofan playing Viper, I've seen him playing Doubt, I've seen him playing MBL, I've seen him playing all these people, and he's taken games from them. So he's a very, very good player. And as you saw the last couple games, he can hold on. He gets really greedy, though. That's the one thing I will say. A couple of those decisions, very, very greedy to like not go any army, to drop extra TCs, to not wall. He's taken risks. He's a gambler, that's for sure. Hera used to be known as the kid of AOC before Leary came along, and he's still a kid. He's still like 18 or something like that. He's still in high school, but he is, other than the fact he's Canadian, and I really like his playstyle, he is one of the fastest players, if not the fastest player, in terms of like pure like APM and not just APM, but um, precision. I think it would either be him or Slam, in my opinion, for the 2 fastest players, both Canadian. If you go watch his stream, I'll try and link it if I remember it in the description below. You guys can go watch his stream and see just his start is unbelievable. Um, so quick, he knows exactly what to do, and Obviously, with the quick walling and everything, he's very, very good. So anyway, as they're paused, I'm going to look at the maps a little bit. I noticed this back here, very, very nice for Hera. If he walls this area, he could have his main gold and secondary stone completely secure if he walls across the front and this area. His main stone next to this hill, not great, but he does have this secondary in the back there, and he's seeing it now. On the other side, he can wall from the wood to the edge of the map, and he'd have two sides of his base secured, two wood lines, main gold, secondary stone, and berries completely safe. That would be very, very nice for him. Looking over at Xiaofan as the Turks, he has uh, Xiaofan's got pretty good spot for his main gold. Pretty good spot for his main stone. Nice little wood line here. Another wood option over here. That's not bad. And another wood option at the back. So if he wanted to get greedy, like I said that he does, he can wall up here between these wood lines and maybe try and make a wall with buildings across the front. You see what I'm talking
Yes.
about with the greed, right? He's already pushing in deer before he's even scouted his enemy. I bet you he'll push in like all three deer because they're really close before he scouts Hera's base. That is the greed right there. That's something that like players like Slam do this as well. Viper will do this occasionally if he thinks he's a lot better than his opponent. Um, it's a calculated risk because you get that extra food bonus, but scouting is so so important, especially when you're trying to figure out what kind of strategy you're gonna go for, right? If you're gonna go for a trush, you need to scout so you can see where their resources are. Um, if you're gonna go for like scouts, you kind of need to scout to see how open their base is too, because if they can just wall and then you're running around with scouts like twiddling your dick, you're not going to be able to get any villager picks. So very, very greedy from him. But he might pull it off if he, oh, he could wall between the cliff and the wood here. That'd be very nice. And maybe we'll see, he is super greedy, so maybe we'll see Janissaries from the Turks, just fast castle Janissaries with ridiculous walls. I would love to see that. Making the Turks work. They are one of generally thought of as one of the worst Arabia civs. Definitely. Not so good on open maps. Pretty good on closed maps, but not so good on open maps with limits on the gold. Hera coming forward with a scout. He's going to see Xiaofan, and now Xiaofan, I mean, he's going to go to this side. This is what happens. Now he's searching. What is he searching for? His sheep, I guess. Okay. Searching for his sheep. Just missed them. One tile away. That really sucks for him. But he did get three deer, so he's not really going to care. But like I said, he won't be able to see anything. He'll see Hera's scout, so Hera knows where he is. He does not know where Hera is. Looking at Hera's base, he's walled this side. I thought he might. Bringing in his second boar. Don't lose that Vil. Remember, he lost a villager, I think, in the third game against Xiaofan. Maybe it was the second game. He lost a villager, so he's done it before. He might do it again. Even Hera, even Hera missing those sheep. Those sheep are elusive. And Xiaofan desperately trying to find them. He's gonna assume that Hera stole them. Because he saw the scout back there. He can't find two sheep. He's gonna think that Hera stole it. And oh, is Xiaofan actually looking? Xiaofan's looking for a second
Yes.
boar. That's why he was pushing deer, because he couldn't see the freaking boar. There it is now, and he's going for that without loom. With Hera wandering around with the scout, I guess he just figures that Hera won't lame him. Hera did signal that for him, which is very nice. I doubt Hera's doing that out of the goodness of his heart, though. He's probably trying to get under his skin a little bit. And Xiaofan is going to be late. Only 200 food. Hera's already up to feudal age. Xiaofan, only 200 food. Just now getting loom. Okay, now he's dropped off some food from that boar. Now he has enough to hit up to the feudal age. 22 villagers he's going to click up. going out to gold with quite a few vills. 5 villagers going out to gold. Hera not going to gold, so he's gonna go for barracks and probably a stable with the Franks. The Franks do get the percentage increase on HP for the scouts, so definitely gonna go for scouts in that position. And Xiaofan, this is something we've noticed in the last few games. Xiaofan, when he goes for the man-at-arms, really likes doing this. He takes gold with 5 villagers, and then he sends them over to make a lumber camp. And of course, when they make the lumber camp, they're going to drop off the gold they collected, and now he has 100 gold, which is enough to go for man-at-arms. Very late man-at-arms, though. Very, very late. Considering that Hera's already going to have his stable up by the time he even gets his first militia out, and Hera now denying that barracks, and Hera knows what's up here. Xiaofan going out with the same villager, not walling her in. Hera's just going to delay, 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 and Xiaofan's going to be in feudal age before he can even get the barracks down. Ideally, you want to have your third militia coming out by the time you hit feudal so you can just slam that man-at-arms upgrade as soon as you get there. And now Xiaofan opting for a different strategy. He knows the man-at-arms are a bit too late. He's already walled this side. He's going to wall the front. He's already walled this side. He's just going to go for scouts and hope that he can get to Castle Age. Okay. Because these scouts, I mean, if Hera sees that he's walling, and he does, if Hera puts any sort of pressure on, the scouts aren't really going to do too much to help defend his base. If Hera comes forward with like towers or some other form of unit. He's just gonna, like I said, Xiaofan is a gambler and he gets greedy. He's just gonna wall. He's gonna make a few scouts of his own to try and put some pressure on Hera. And he's gonna go up to Castle Age. And in response to this, Hera saw what was going on and he's made more scouts. And he's walling up himself, so it's gonna be maybe a race to the Castle Age. And of course, Hera probably didn't know that Xiaofan was fully walled. He's going to come over here with these scouts, try and get in the wall. Xiaofan, easy as pie to prevent that from happening. What is the plan from Xiaofan? Obviously, Frank scouts are better in Feudal Age, but as soon as you hit the Castle Age, all of these scouts from Xiaofan, it's a very easy transition, it happens automatically, will convert into light cavalry, which are miles ahead of scouts in terms of military effectiveness. Hera wandering around with these scouts here. Doesn't need to get bloodlines as Franks. He has 54 HP naturally. Franks don't have access to bloodlines. And he's going to see those spearmen. He's going to wander around. Maybe even try and... It would be so cheeky if he tried to debate the spears into opening the gate and then ran through the gate. That would be very cheeky. Xiaofan wandering around Hera's base. Both players have decided to do the same thing. 4 scouts. Wall up. Try and get to Castle Age. Xiaofan, resources are looking pretty good. I have a feeling that Hera's resources are better. Yes, they are. Hera has 2 more villagers than Xiaofan. I think all this walling and the delay on the barracks and not getting that extra boar in time really, really hurt him. Xiaofan gonna opt for the gold approach to get enough to go up to Castle Age. Maybe thinking about camels once he gets there to counter the knights. I mean, Franks are pretty... If you're playing against Franks, you know what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna go for knights. That's their specialty. Going camels is usually a pretty smart decision. And Xiaofan picking some good fights here. Hera's scouts were better, but I think Xiaofan had a bit better micro there, and I think he might have had a bit more HP as well. So he's going to clear up the scouts from Hera. No pressure from Hera right now on Xiaofan's base, but Hera is halfway to Castle Age. And he's actually still a villager ahead, so now they're even. Xiaofan gonna click up now, about a minute 20 seconds in game time apart. Not a huge deal. By the time Hera gets across the map with his Castle Age units, or even gets them produced, Xiaofan is going to be in Castle Age himself, so pretty even game here. Pretty campy compared to the last 4 games that we watched. Those were very, very aggressive games with someone going forward. Xiaofan in the first game, Hera in the following 3 games. I don't know what to say here. This is like, I was expecting another balls to the wall, towers all over the place, but I guess Turks and Franks, like Hera was getting Saracens, Koreans, Spanish, which kind of like they don't have a meta. Like I guess the meta is towers for Koreans, but they're not a typical Go Scouts boom up behind kind of meta. So I guess that was forcing him to play more aggressively than he usually would. And now with the Franks, he knows exactly what to do. He's gone 1 stable, 2 TCs right away. Gonna boom up. Xiao Fan, let's see what he does here. As soon as he hits, he's going 2nd TC. Is he gonna put a 3rd one down? Yes, so they're both going for the same strat here. I have to think. Oh, I think Franks have the advantage here. If Hera mixes in some pikes with his knights, I think Franks would be pretty good in this situation. Xiaofan going for a monastery. He knows the knights are coming. Going for camels, like I said. Hera also going for a monastery, so camels can be converted just like knights can. And we're going to see a knight monk and camel monk composition here. Husbandry also coming in from Xiaofan. That's a very good tech. That'll mean that he gets free hits as Hera's running away with his knights. I don't think Hera's gotten it yet. I could be wrong. Look at these specs. Cobra Loa. Yeah, see this? Hera doesn't have husbandry. Maybe he does. I don't know, those camels are... the camels are catching up pretty fast. They're running. Those tiny legs. But they're gonna have to run back now, because Hera has the monks there. Maybe get a lucky conversion here. No. Not enough time. He is bringing in a relic, though, which will be very, very nice for him. Is Xiaofan gonna opt for the relics right away? He's making a monk. Or is he just gonna keep them back in defense? No, he's gonna go for the relic for sure. He's got another monk around here, trying to get through that gate, which I think is fully it's fully walled, house walled behind this gate, so he can't even get out. All he's doing is wandering around with these monks. Can't even access these 2 relics up at the top, which are pretty close. Simba. Look at that wolf. It's like Mufasa looking over his kingdom. It's beautiful. You can tell I've been casting for like 5 games when I start just like, I didn't even explain to you what was going on. It's just like, Simba. What a dumb joke. Anyway, here comes Hera with the knights. He's got to run away. He's got to run away now. Xiaofan getting a conversion. That's big. Conversion is not just a unit lost. That's a unit going directly into your opponent's military. And Hera actually, Grand Theft Relic. He's gonna snipe that relic right out from under Xiaofan's nose, and he's gonna try and get some conversions here. Converting back the knight that was taken from him, and actually running around with his scout, picking off monks. I saw he got one over here, he got another one over here. Very good from him, and now going into pikemen, like I said, it's probably a good decision. Camels really do not do well against pikemen at all. Xiaofan choosing to take this fight here, getting one camel converted, more knights from Hera following up, but there's so many camels here. Hera's knight army is going to disappear. We got shredded at the base of that hill. And Xiaofan kind of evening things up. The only problem with camels, once you win the fight and clear the military, you can't really push in. Like, you ever seen camels taken down a TC? They're not good. They're not good at all in the Castle Age. Even with the full upgrades like Xiaofan has, they do not do very good against buildings at all. Trying to get in against this wall. Hera not walling in time. Maybe there's a chance here. Oh, getting two camels converted in that engagement, though. Not good at all. Hera with some sick monk micro there to get both of those. Xiaofan running in here, trying to pick villagers. Camels only doing 7 damage per shot. Sorry, 8 damage per hit. So not killing villagers as fast as knights would, but they're still doing decent damage. Hera now only 3 villagers ahead. 4 villagers, sorry. And Xiaofan still pushing in. But the pikemen are now engaging. Getting some good shots on the camels here. Not enough to clear up this army as of yet. Hera's still going to be losing units back behind enemy lines. But he can just afford to toss these pikemen and hope they get a couple hits and keep sending them that way. And he's got 2 monks following up as well, so he's going to get some conversions here if Xiaofan isn't careful. Also, on this front side, Hera's trying to go for a castle, but Xiaofan can definitely deny this. Oh, maybe not. With the pikemen now coming in from Hera, it's going to be close as to whether Xiaofan can deny this. And a castle coming up from Xiaofan as well. They both know how important this hill is. Xiaofan knows that he's probably behind on economy. I don't think he expects it to be this close. 2 villagers. But he probably knows he's behind on economy, so he needs to do something. And as soon as he gets that castle up, he can start getting Janissaries out, which counter these pikemen very, very well. And he already has enough monks to counter any potential knights coming up from Hera. Not looking bad from Xiaofan. Not looking bad at all. And he's on the way to Imperial Age. He got the castle up and he's on the way to Imperial, but so is Hera. So is Hera. 1 villager difference. Very, very even game here. Xiaofan with control of this hill. Hera trying to get that mute command down. I think someone must be spamming taunts in his Twitch chat. When you have the chat bridge enabled, the taunts, if someone types in the Twitch chat, start coming up in your game, and that can be pretty annoying, so that's probably what was happening there. Xiaofan building another castle back here. He's going to have 2 castles to produce trebs from. Doesn't really have the gold right now. Making another town center, so that's his 4th on that other gold. His main gold is almost spent. Not on the secondary here. He's on Hera's secondary, but I don't know if he's going to have the gold income to support this potential push here. Killing this wall, going to send some camels in. Does Hera have gold? Oh, does Hera have gold? Hera's got this main gold at the back, but okay, he's got his secondary at the front here, near this castle. Couldn't see it because it was behind the TC. I thought he might have been denied off gold income once this was through, but it was not to be. Xiaofan now with the villager lead, picked off a few at the back of Hera's base. He's done really, really well here, and I think if Turks were going to be matched up against one civilization, I mean, Franks are a pretty good civ to be matched up against because they have the heavy camel, or sorry, the camels to counter the knights. He's just got to be very careful he doesn't get these trebuchets picked off. They can sit on the hill, they can hit this castle, they can hit this gold in the TC and whatnot. But if he doesn't have army close enough, Hera can just run in with the knights or the pikemen and pick those off. So it's got to be very, very careful about that. Hera now getting Cavalier. Last armor upgrade as well. Xiaofan opting for Bombard Cannon, Trebuchet, Siege Ram, or rather Capped Ram I saw coming in. I guess he canceled that upgrade. He's got to get some form of military here though. Got to get some form of military other than siege to support. Otherwise his siege is just going to be taken down. His camels are running back, but it's just not enough. This is what I was talking about. If Hera runs in with the Cavalier, he can snipe these Trebs. Once he kills the Trebs, the push is going to really stagnate here from Xiaofan. And now he's got 2 more Bombard Cannons, which are potentially hittable by these Cavaliers and nothing to support them. Okay, now here come the units. Janissaries now popping out of the castles. Hera losing that castle, but he's putting up another one. Not sure that's the smartest decision. There is still siege within range. If he doesn't pick off these bombard cannons, or this Treb, that castle could go down right away again. It's certainly a risk, but I guess Hera's willing to take it. He doesn't want to lose this area of the map. More farms coming down from him here. He's kind of spreading out to the right. And Xiaofan, I mean, Xiaofan managing to hold, but same with Hera. Heavy camel now coming in from Xiaofan. More Trebs coming out from him. 2 more Trebs. It's so close. I don't know whose game it is at the moment. The villager count is even pretty much. The military count advantage Xiaofan, and he has the counter to the Cavaliers. So if Hera decides to run in here, don't know why he just ran right past with those camels. Gonna sacrifice another bombard cannon. If he had used those, maybe he could have killed the Cavaliers before they wiped out his siege. Bit sloppy from Xiaofan there. He's gonna run out of stone as well to repair the castle pretty soon here. Maybe he wants to opt for a rush like Hera and go in and snipe those trebuchets. Let's see what his economy looks like. He's on that gold now. He's on this other gold as well. It all comes down to the neutrals now. He sees this one, so maybe he can go take that. He's taking Hera's secondary gold up here as well, which is a big deal. Turks definitely need gold to produce effective army compositions. Now Hera with the Halberdier upgrade, that's going to do wonders against these camels. Xiaofan getting Blast Furnace, big investment for these camels. And again, he's not staying in front of his trebuchets. He needs those to push. And he should be just sitting in front of them with the camels. And Hera will keep running in like this all day to snipe those. And if Xiaofan decides he wants to run in, well, there's going to be halberdiers waiting for him. Now he's going to try, he's got to get the Janissaries to engage the halberdiers and the camels to engage the cavaliers. And then maybe he can push on to these trebuchets. He lost the castle up on the hill, building a siege workshop now. Fighting against halberdiers with camels. I would pull the camels back and maybe fight them with the Janissaries first, but he thinks he has enough army, so he's just going to keep pushing in here. And maybe he does. Maybe he does have enough army. It seems like he's just overwhelming Hera at the moment. Managed to take that castle down, and now he can push into the remaining gold that Hera has left. Where is Hera going to go for gold here? There's one neutral right there, but does he see it? I don't know if he can see that. He can see the tail of it. Okay. But he doesn't have resources. I think this is Xiaofan's game. I think that was actually a good decision from Xiaofan to just brute force his way through here. Putting another siege workshop up on top of that hill. Hera shifting over to this side, and Hera's calling the GG. What a game from Xiaofan. He took the hill, he took a risk, and like I said, he's a gambler, and this time the gamble paid off. 3-2 for Hera in the series, but Xiaofan pretty decisive once it hit Imp. And I think the Turks match up pretty nicely against the Franks if the Turks have gold. And Xiaofan did have gold. He took this gold from Hera. He was running out of gold at his own base, but I guess this one just pushed him over the edge. Managed to push Hera back. Good game from Xiaofan. Well played.